Aston Martin calls the Vanquish a super stupendous visiting machine, not a super games auto, but rather it's beautiful to the point that we couldn't care less what Aston calls it. Indeed, its resonating V12 influences it to quick, however many adversaries effectively out-quicken it. Standard models make 568 horsepower, while the up-and-coming Vanquish S gets supported to 580 horsepower. Like to drive topless? Settle on the Vanquish Volante for a really uncommon ride. Likewise with all Astons, its little blemishes are trivial since it is one of the loveliest things on four wheels. The dinosaurs didn't know eradication was coming. They carried on cavorting and stepping as the sky swung to flame and that meteor took out a lot of Mexico. In a comparative vein, we question anybody at Aston Martin has been overcome enough to tell the admired Vanquish that it's inhabiting the most discontent of an overdraft of reappropriated time. This is an auto that sits on a design that as of now has been supplanted and which is as yet controlled by the grandly chronologically erroneous normally suctioned V12 that Aston has been utilizing for almost 2 decades. The Vanquish S gets more power, despite the fact that the expansion must be well inside the edge of variety of the non-S's motor. A partially more iberated streaming admission framework plans to hone the best end in the 5.9-liter V12 and takes the yield rating up 12 pull to 580 horsepower, still 20 steeds, not as much as the new twin-turbocharged V12 in the DB11. Oddly, Aston claims a higher, 595 horsepower yield for the motor in European spec, despite the fact that it says the motor is in a similar condition of tune and offers no other clarification. Inside, the hand-completed launch proceeds practically as sometime recently, with excellent materials and rich outline for the most part diverting inhabitants from the truth that there truly isn't especially to play with. Aston's matured VH engineering implies that a lot of the stuff you'd find on a standard auto costing a tenth of the sticker on a Vanquish S simply isn't there. There's no versatile journey, blind side checking, or mechanized crisis braking. Would James Bond mind? Likewise, the root framework has been overhauled from the terrifying 2005-ish Volvo framework that Aston already used to something that could be precisely depicted as half better than average. Attempting to evaluate the Vanquish S by judicious criteria is an activity destined to disappointment. It is more costly than the DB11 but at the same time is substantially less open, slower, and with significantly less gear. Offered in the car frame we drove, $297,775, and furthermore as a convertible Volante, $315,775, that we haven't encountered yet. It's expected in dealerships come April. It is still tremendously attractive and the auto maybe adheres nearest to the qualities that made Aston extraordinary. We will miss it when it leaves, yet the excellent old lady is going out in style.